Peace. It's Wise King for Wise Words Media. And here we are. We in the castle. Post-fight. I'm here with my earth, with my seed. My seeds, and I got Uncle Hob in the house. And right now, I gotta say, man, what my man Jay-Z said. Jay-Z said politics as usual. And yes, here we have another classic case scenario of politics as usual. You have, first off, stalker versus prey. You have the stalker and Triple G, Ganelovich Golovkin, going after Saul Canelo Alvarez. Yo, from the beginning, right? The first round set the precedent of what we was gonna be seeing the whole fight. The whole fight was a stalking Golovkin going after Canelo, who was on his back foot. Now, I gotta admit, the first few rounds, the fight that I said, watch the pre-fight video. In the pre-fight video, I said the keys to the fight for Canelo would be to be light on his feet, be on his toes, move around, use that jab. He did that the first 3 rounds. When you saw that the first 3 rounds, Golovkin looked lost. He looked lost like he looked lost in the Danny Jacobs fight. Why? Because a fighter that is light on his feet, that pops his jab, keeps his jab in the field of vision while he's moving using angles, as he utilizes the square, that is what bothers Gennady Golovkin. And while you use angles, like you saw Canelo throughout the fight, throughout the majority of the fight, he was using his shoulder and he was using his front foot to pivot with his shoulder. He was taking off a lot of the pop that was in those punches that you would see that Gennady Golovkin had tremendous success against the prior 37 opponents. But by Canelo using that shoulder and doing that pivot, that was taken away from those punches. He was light on his feet, using his angles. When I seen him bounce left to right, I jumped out my seat. Yo, ask Uncle Hob, ask my earth, G. Yo, I jumped out my seat. I was like, yo, Canelo is doing something I've never seen him do. But what was the key factor here? The key factor here, which is the key factor in plenty of fights, which was the key factor in Canelo's fight against Floyd Mayweather. The key factor was the fact that Canelo is not conditioned to go more than 6 rounds. When he got up to the 7th round, Canelo, you started to see him, his hands went from up here, high guard. He almost had an eyebrow guard. Now you start to see a chin high. By the 8th round, chest high. And he was walking around in the ring with his hands down. Not taunting, not flossing, not styling on him. His hands were down because he was tired. He lacked conditioning. So now Golovkin threw an audible, his corner, peace to Abel Sanchez and his crew, because his audible was, yo, let him do that. He's bouncing, throwing. He's gonna get tired. He gets tired doing less. So when he does this, in a fight of this magnitude with a stalker, by the 7th round, this fight is yours. And you saw Golovkin become double. It amplified his stalking ability. While he went forward, he started to utilize his jab more, started to throw the left jab into a left hook. He started to do, the right to the body. He started to play with his combinations. And throughout the entire fight, you saw a stalking Golovkin. He was like a shark in the water, smelling that blood. There was blood in the water, and that shark wanted in. And Golovkin was that shark. He was that shark tonight. So, in the last rounds, especially the championship rounds. When we speak championship rounds in boxing jargon, it means from rounds 10 through 12. Rounds 10 and 11 was much of the same thing that we saw from rounds 5 through 11, which was Golovkin stalking, Canelo pretty much on his running, had his jogging shoes on, which is not Mexican style. Mexicans don't do that. Mexicans go toe to toe, center of the ring. So while they started doing that, you started to see that Golovkin continued his pressure. Canelo couldn't really do much. There was a couple rounds, I think rounds 9 and 10, where Golovkin was the only one person throwing punches. Canelo did not throw any punches throughout the fight, throughout those rounds in the fight. He kept his hands down. So, at the end of it all, I gotta say that I feel like it's a black eye, no pun intended, in the sport of boxing once again, because you have a person that trained, conditioned, and went in with the intent to seek and destroy, landed more punches, landed over 100 more punches, landed over 100 more jabs, landed more power punches, was the stalker, was the aggressor. And in irony, being the Eastern European fighter against a Mexican fighter, was fighting the Mexican style. Let's go toe to toe if you dare. And he was the one that was robbed tonight. He was the one that was robbed from a decision that should have went his. 8 rounds to 4, at most 7 rounds to 5, easily. Gennady Golovkin. And you see this most of the time, especially a person who is the champion. The person that, let me quote a survivor in his own right, Ric Flair. Woo! What Ric Flair said, to beat a man, you have to what? Beat the man. Canelo did not beat the man tonight. He barely survived against the man. The man for the past 5 years in the middleweight division has been Gennady Golovkin. He owns 3 of the major 4 belts in that division. So, what happens is, you have boxing politics intriguing once again, and right there you have Golovkin getting robbed from what should have been an easy victory. 8 rounds to 4 or 7 rounds to 5. It's disgusting. It bothers me, you know, especially being a boxing aficionado and a devout boxing fan and student since the age 4, when my father used to cut my hair. The night that Macho Camacho would fight, he would cut my hair that Saturday morning with the Macho Camacho curl in the front of my head or in the back of the head, you know what I mean? Just because he was that much of a fan, and it's been passed down. It's tradition, and it hurts. It hurts to see the sport of boxing take a black eye this way. But, yo, all things real sports. Listen to Wise Words Media. We're here, and we're going to be doing big things, man. Big things coming up. Peace to my man Cheese with Crush a Lot Podcast. We're gonna be in conjunction with him. We're gonna be doing a lot of things with him, and we're gonna be doing a lot of wise words over there on Crush a Lot Podcast with my brother Cheese. So be on the lookout for that. We're gonna have some boxing aficionados, some boxing historians. We're gonna have some NBA, MLB. We're gonna have NFL, all sports, especially boxing. Sorry, hockey fans, I don't do that. It's just something that bothers me about a bunch of white people hitting a black object. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do hockey. But football, boxing, basketball, baseball, all things related, this is your spot. Peace. This is Wise King. reporting live to you.